don't know. You know. Again he said to me, prophesy to these bones, and say to them, O dry bones, hear the word of Yahuwah. Who is this prophet speak? Who does he want him to speak to? Our people scattered in all the lands. They're not listening. Why? They're dead. This word wasn't for them. This word is for only a very few people in the world today. Very few. Prophesy these bones and say to them, O dry bones, hear the word of Yahuwah. Dry bones in the land of your captivity, hear the words of Yahuwah. He said, come out of her. They get upset with people that proclaim that word, no matter who it is. Not Yahuwah is one only. They get upset with that. But he said it, not us. We're just repeating what he said. That says Yahuwah Lord. To these dry bones, surely I will cause breath to enter you. Not all of them. But some of them, he's going to cause breath. Let's go deeper. The bones that end up within the borders, he's not going to, listen, all of those bones not going to live. 2/3 of the bones will be cut off. Those bones are over here creating havoc, disturbing peaceful people. The original people that's already here and our people in other nations that's came out that are very peaceful people. They're very peaceful people. And what these wicked bones will do, I gotta call them what they are. I've seen them. I know them. When they open up their mouth and speak, you can tell. Where's their wisdom? You can tell. They never had it. And they run around talking about they in the truth. They think just because they came out and got within the borders, now they're in position to get the kingdom. Oh boy. Prophesy these bones and say to them, thus says Yahuwah Lord to these bones, surely I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. I will put sinews on you. All right, this is the inside. This is the inside. Right now, they're bones. You need some muscle tissue, ligaments, tendons. You need the muscle to stick to the bone. This is how we move. This is exactly how we move. You gotta have muscle, tissue, strong, vibrant tissue. This is what you need. So this is the sinews, the inside. And bring flesh upon you. Here comes the flesh. Cover you with skin and put breath in you, and you shall live. All right, this is a process. For all the ones in the borders, this process it's not done. Some of us, he's putting, and it happened to me, some of us, he's putting sinews within us. It has to happen. If not, we die. If he didn't fix something that was within my body, I would be dead, and I know this. He done something to fix something that I ignorantly messed up. Walling around in iniquity. He just fixing enough within the borders, not outside the borders. Within the borders, he's fixing just enough within our bodies to make it into the wilderness. And then the completion happens in the wilderness. So we're going to explain this process in a moment. So what's going on here? This hadn't happened. This is all prophecy. This prophecy is in the beginning makings, as I said, but it won't be complete until the wilderness. Want to be clear. Want to make sure everybody understands what's going on here. You won't be able, if you've been watching Yahuwah's One channel, you won't be able to tell the Most High, I didn't know that. I never heard that before. I didn't know you commanded us to come out of her. I never knew that. When I walked the earth, so you gotta give me a pass. I was walking in ignorance. You know the Malachims, they doing offering for our ignorance. So chalk it up to my ignorance. Nope. You shall be held responsible for what you know. People have been watching Who Is One channel for years. They know better. It ain't about Who Is One channel. It's about the word of the Most High that comes through the channel. The wisdom, the knowledge that comes through. I'll put fresh breath on you and you shall live. Then you shall know that I am Yahuwah. We don't even know who he is right now. According to prophecy, we don't even know who he is. Because this has to happen. And this has not happened yet. We don't know who he is. In the wilderness, you make it to the wilderness, you will find out who he is. In the wilderness, I will find out who he is. He's giving me portions of himself. He's allowing me to see things in scripture that the average eye cannot see. It's impossible. He's allowed me to see things, that's it. He's allowed me to see things in the scripture that's impossible for the human eye to be able to see and comprehend, understand. And a lot of that stuff, you won't hear it here. You get some of it, but a lot of it, you don't get it. The Most High he's specific. Give them just enough to understand. They need to come out. They have to go through the wilderness. Give them just enough. Prepare my people for the wilderness. He's giving us the wilderness and beyond. Prepare my people for the wilderness. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise and suddenly a rattling. Someone gonna make noise. Somebody gonna be rattling. Somebody gonna be moving. Finally, noises. You were dead and dry. Now you making some noise, man. We start packing up. When we start packing up, Most High looking at us, listening to us. Everybody else walking around and going to work and doing what they was doing, he don't hear none of that. They're dead. But as we were packing up and getting on those planes, that was noise to the Most High. Oh, we don't hear the noise, even though the plane's flying right over your head. The Most High's people flying out in planes right over your head in all countries we've been scattered in, not Babylon only. That's the part we don't understand. The greatest prophecies is right before our eyes, and our people don't know or understand it. And neither will they choose to be a part of it. All they're going to be is listeners only. They just going to hear the word. They're going to come to Who Is One channel. In other channels similar to this one, there are others. There are Who Is One channel, brother and sister channels in other languages. They're going to hear this word, and that's it. Hear it only. Some of them, they're going to hear and do. Hear and carry out. When you do this, you start packing your bags. You start selling and giving things away. You making noise. That's your rattling. Most people will not rattle. And the bones came together. All right, so we rattled, making noise. We're about to come out. We're jumping in planes. We're within the borders. The bones are together. At that point, the bones are together. So where we are in prophecy, we made this known. All of the 1/3 has yet came within the borders. We staggered in the borders. And I'm talking, right now we got over a decade of different ones coming in the borders. Over a decade? I know this to be true. And many of them that came within the borders. Bones coming together. Some of the bones said, I don't like this, I'm going back. Some of the bones went back. When they went back, they just went back in their graves. That's all they did. And that's what the Most High sees. Everyone that went back. He see them as you down in your grave. Yeah, you were rattling. You came together with the other bones. You ain't know who you was around. You didn't have no idea who was within the borders. You don't even know where the Most High dwells. You got so close to the dwellings. You were in the dwellings of Yahuwah. This is the deepness of this. I'm just going deep for a moment. You were in the dwellings of Yahuwah. Let that set in. What continent you dwell in? What country do you dwell in? You went back to the country of the wicked. That's a huge statement. That shows the people are dead. They went back to the graves. So what man the Most High going to raise up and bring back to life? What man gonna turn back to his graves and know I want to be dead? Put me back in my graves. No one's stopping anyone from going back. So they go back to their graves. He's telling us to come up out of the graves. They come up out the graves and then return to the graves. That's a slap in the Most High's face. And don't get angry with us. We didn't tell you to go back. Now, if I told you to go back, get angry with me. He told me to go back. So I went back. And the Most High is not telling any of us to go back. Their people have came within the borders and said the Most High didn't tell us to come within the borders. They lying on him. These people in trouble, family. They are in trouble. Yahushua told us. You put your hand on the plow. This you getting your stuff, packing your bag, jumping on the plane, get within the borders, bones coming together. You turn your head and look back while your hand's on the plow, you are unfit for the kingdom. Remember Lot's wife. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah. You go back to Sodom and Gomorrah? Remember. And then they won't get mad at us. When they operated in ignorance, we've been steadfast. You see, this race ain't given. It ain't given to the strong. It's given to those that can endure. Can endure until the end. The Most High gave us something in the Shabbat class. It's like blew our minds. What? What? It blew my mind. I'm like, okay, Abba, we down with this. We still say, okay. My family said, okay. That's what I wanted to hear. My family said, okay, that's okay with us. That's like a done deal. It's settled. The matter was settled. All right. All right. Prophesy to the breath. Prophesy, son of man, to the breath. Thus says Yahuwah, come from the four. Look at this. Come from the four. Come from the four winds. Oh, breath. Why? Why is it coming from four winds? The four corners of the earth. Every place we've been scattered in. Come from the four winds, oh breath, and breathe on these slain, that they may live. He had to breathe life into the first man, that he may live. So I prophesied, as he commanded me. And breath came into them, and they lived, and they stood on their feet, an exceedingly great army. Now, we just went through a lot of years. A lot of years. We made a few verses. But this is a lot of years. This is a lot of heartache, trouble, pain, agony, suffering. A lot of years. See, we can say we went into captivity. We were scattered in all the world. The Most High took us from Jerusalem, and he scattered us in all the world. And he told us that we would serve our enemies, and that the curses of Deuteronomy 28 would be fulfilled upon us. He told us, we talk like that, and we're talking thousands of years in and out of captivity. In and out of captivity. Last captivity, 400-year captivity. This was our captivity, 400 years. And our captivity was not up when the people were brought. 400 years from when the people hit the shores of America. That's not when it happened. People don't understand. Get this. Understand this. When you're arrested, You driving your car,